What would happen if the actor who portrayed some of Hollywood's most well-known roles had a personal issue that completely upended everything? The well-known and adored actor Barry Corbin, who created programs that will never be forgotten, is currently engaged in a battle that is more severe than any role he has ever portrayed. Everyone was stunned when Corbin refused a $4 million Hollywood role to prioritize his family and his health after learning that he had cancer that would kill him. More than his struggle for survival, people are affected by his altruistic desire to raise awareness of the illness that impacts millions of people. Learn how Barry's resolve to transform his life demonstrates a love story, a narrative of sacrifice, and a story of perseverance that transcends the realm of film. When it comes to the cause he cares about, he will stop at nothing. With years of expertise, Barry Corbin is a renowned and esteemed actor. On cinema, he has always been recognized for having a strong personality. With iconic roles in series like Northern Exposure and No Country for Old Men, Barry's work has been ongoing for over 50 years. But this is the most difficult thing Barry has ever had to do. His age is 83. He is battling for his own health, not for fame or acting prowess. He is fighting this battle with unshakable determination and his wife Martha's affection. The news was heartbreaking and completely altered Barry's life, and he didn't anticipate hearing it. Following years of persistent back discomfort, a battery of tests confirmed what everyone had suspected: Barry had a rare and aggressive kind of pancreatic cancer. Due to the extremely low recovery rate of this type of cancer, the doctors informed him that he only had a few months to live. Barry was depressed, but he still had to fight for his life. What's worse is that Barry, like many men, had always believed he was invincible. A man who had endured a lot in his career, from being repeatedly rejected to putting in long hours on set, found himself unexpectedly receptive to opportunities he never would have imagined. This information has not only tested Barry's marriage but also his health. Throughout their more than 35 years of marriage, Barry and Martha have maintained a tight bond. They appreciate one another, have fun together, and support one another no matter what. However, now that she is aware of Barry's grave disease, Martha must assume a role she never imagined: caregiver. Barry did something that shook the entire Hollywood community when his health deteriorated. Barry declined a $4 million opportunity to star in a major motion picture. Barry's already strong resume would have benefited greatly from the role in a big-budget film, but he recognized that being there for Martha during this extremely trying period was more vital. He became aware that his health was deteriorating and that he was unable to focus entirely on one thing while he was ill. This gesture of generosity demonstrated to Martha how much they had developed as a couple over the years. She had always been impressed by Barry's ability to play complex characters, but this role as a loyal husband was the most significant one he had ever performed. When Barry left Hollywood, where he had flourished for so long, he made a significant sacrifice. He didn't care about fame or fortune. All he wanted was to spend his final moments with the one he loved most. However, Barry had previously experienced significant adversity in his life. His early years were difficult. He was born in 1940 in La Mesa, Texas. His mother raised him and his brothers after his father passed away when he was 5 years old. Because money was limited, Barry frequently worked multiple jobs to support the family. Despite all of these issues, his passion for acting remained constant. He liked to make people laugh and found solace in it. In the late 1950s, Barry left high school to pursue his aspirations in California. He had a difficult beginning in Hollywood, repeatedly being rejected, but he persisted. His major break came when he was cast alongside John Wayne in The Cowboys at the beginning of the 1970s. Barry had a lot more opportunities after that, and soon his name was well known. But there were drawbacks to success as well. The tension of being in the spotlight increased along with Barry's celebrity. He had to manage his personal life in addition to dealing with challenging directors and large teams in Hollywood, which he found difficult to comprehend. Barry, however, remained grounded at all times. He always found strength in his relationships with Martha, his friends, and his family. He became more conscious of the world around him throughout this period. Barry turned into an advocate for cancer research and improved care for the elderly. He made use of his celebrity to raise awareness of the value of routine checks, early problem detection, and improved treatment options. However, Hearing that Barry had cancer served as a sobering reminder that even those who dedicate their life to helping others might fail. People thought a lot after hearing the shocking news. For years, Barry had been the epitome of toughness. He had experienced Hollywood's highs and lows, triumphs and setbacks. However, he had never been prepared for the most difficult struggle of his life, the struggle to survive. Barry needed Martha more than ever, even as his health deteriorated. Despite their strong love for one another, they had to adapt to this new chapter of their lives in unexpected ways. Although Martha had always encouraged Barry's work, she was now looking after him by assisting him with his therapies and providing consolation when the agony became unbearable. Despite the fact that the issues were too great, Barry was still willing to fight. He refused to allow sickness to define him. He dedicated all of his time to promoting pancreatic cancer treatment improvements, funding medical research, and supporting cancer research with Martha at his side. Because he saw that many men, like him, neglected their health until it was too late, he also became an advocate for men's health. He had a clear objective: he intended to use his final years to assist those experiencing similar circumstances rather than simply lounging around. Barry's health continued to deteriorate as the months passed. But he remained resolute. He knew he had done everything he could to raise awareness of the sickness, so he felt at ease. Because of Martha's love and support, Barry had passed away with dignity and ease. He was no longer interested in attention or celebrity. Rather, he wished to use kindness, sacrifice, and love to make a lasting impression on the world. Throughout his journey, Barry has had to be resilient and make many sacrifices. He abandoned his work to be with his wife, take care of his health, and support the issues that were most important to him, despite his love of playing. Together, Barry and Martha are more resilient than ever as they navigate this challenging journey. This demonstrates that everything, including despair, can be overcome by love and sacrifice. In 2023, Barry wrote an emotional memoir in which he shared his story. It focused on his life, including his early hardships, ascent in Hollywood, and ongoing battle with cancer. Above all, he was grateful for his lifelong love, Martha. He was grateful for every opportunity, every moment, and every component that had been presented to him. They are fighting for a world where cancer can be defeated and everyone can receive the care they require, in addition to battling to keep him alive. For Barry and many others, his life has been filled with hardships. Everyone he came into contact with was forever changed by his unwavering love for Martha, his commitment to his career, and his desire to spread awareness about cancer. The majority of people would have assumed that Barry's life was done, but he made the decision to alter his legacy so that it included more than simply accolades and recognition. Rather, it focused on his close relationship with his wife, his community, and the cause he currently supports. Barry made the decision to put his loved ones and himself above his struggle to survive, despite the fact that his health was deteriorating. He collaborated with Martha in a way that had never been done before. In addition to visiting the doctor and receiving treatments, they also engaged in lengthy conversations that lasted deep into the night, shared quiet times, and meaningful tiny gestures of affection. Despite his discomfort, Barry never lost his sense of humor. One minute you're playing a tough sheriff, and the next you're in the hospital dealing with something far more terrifying than any villain he's ever portrayed on TV. He would frequently joke about how strange life is. He was incredibly powerful. And his heart remained strong even as his body weakened. One of the most crucial decisions Barry made during his battle was to discuss the health issues that many elderly men face. He had been videotaped for decades, so he knew what he was saying had meaning. He therefore made advantage of his notoriety to discuss the significance of men changing their perspective on their health and getting frequent checkups. He advised many older men in particular to take care of their health before it was too late. "You can't be strong for others if you're not strong for yourself," Barry frequently stated in interviews and speeches. His crowd responded favorably to this chant. As his health deteriorated, Bart and Martha began to live day by day. They didn't consider the future or what might occur in order to maximize the present. They talked about the good times they had together and savored the small things in life when they returned to their old favorite places. In many ways, these quiet moments spent together, filled with memories and unconditional love, ended up being their most prized treasure. In the final months of his life, Barry made the decision to return to his origins. He visited his family and old acquaintances in Texas, the place where it all began. When Barry was around individuals who knew him before he became famous, he felt comfortable with the small things in life. Nothing ostentatious like cameras or a red carpet. Just the tranquility of the broad Texas landscape and nice folks. Barry felt as though he could finally say farewell in the calm of his childhood home. His love for his family and the power he provided to others via his advocacy and actions were what made him famous, not his big Hollywood moments or well-known roles. Barry lost his battle with illness, regrettably, but he left behind a significant legacy. His life story demonstrates the power of love, resiliency, and the significance of using one's platform for the benefit of others. For years to come, people will be motivated by Barry's choice to remain anonymous in order to fight for the lives of others, his affection for Martha, and his goal to increase awareness of cancer. He worked with Martha throughout his final years to promote health and increase awareness of cancer. These years demonstrate his true nature, which was characterized by his readiness to assist others rather than by his celebrity. Among all the speakers, Martha's heartfelt address demonstrated Barry's commitment to both her and his beliefs. She talked about what he left behind, how strong he was in his final months, and the quiet times they shared. Barry was always more than just an actor to us. As she described their time together, her voice broke. He was a man who cared deeply, fought for what was right, and loved with all his heart. Through the foundation he and Martha established throughout the years, Barry's efforts to increase awareness of cancer continue. Now leading the foundation, Martha has pledged to continue their common mission of ensuring that future men and women receive the care they require, have the resources to combat the diseases that endanger them, and that their stories are not forgotten. Even though Barry is no longer with us, we will never forget him. His legacy is that life is about the people we touch, the love we provide, and the impact we have on the world, not about the roles we play. Barry didn't just leave us with memories, Martha frequently expresses. He had a purpose for leaving us. Ultimately, Barry Corbin's narrative is about love, perseverance, and the ability to go forward in the face of adversity. This is the tale of a man who courageously confronted his own mortality and taught us all the value of living a meaningful life and standing up for what's right.